Greetings everyone, my name is Buck Business. Konnichiwa, I'm Kawaii Critic, and today we're here to review My Little Pony Season 9, Episode 8. She's all yak. So, I'm going to be taking the reins on this mess of an episode. So, I'm just going to say it now, MLP Season 9 continues to not be great. Ranging from episodes being awful to downright mediocre. None of them have been good yet, and this one is no exception, probably being the worst episode yet. Oh boy. So, how did this ended up happening? Well, I think there are three major factors that make this happen. First, let's talk about tradition, because that's one of the morals of this episode. They're trying to make Yuna-chan fit right in, as she herself wants to be the one that fits right in. After they announce, Twilight-san announces that there's gonna be a dance, and that Sandbar-kun asked her to the dance. Now, ruining some people's ships aside, including my own, I'm always willing to put aside a ship if the writing of said new ship is good and follows through. For example, when Big Mac-san and Sugar Bell-san ended up together, I was like, okay, yeah, I like that ship. It's cute, it's nice, it avoids the other ship of incest and probably a few other ones, but I actually think this ship fits. Good job, writers. I appreciate that one. There was the episode previous to this one with Quibble-san being with his new girlfriend, and I assumed people shipped him with Rainbow-san, and I appreciated that they didn't do that. They found someone else, and it happened to also fit with the actors as well. So, I appreciated that. But here, they don't even do that. They don't even do that, but we're gonna get to that mess in a hot second. First, we gotta go back to the tradition. You see, Yuna-chan wants to change herself to fit in a more pony role. As this dance, as according to Twilight-san, is going to fit more pony traditions, so she wants to learn these pony traditions. And she goes through trials and tribulations through trying to learn how to talk proper, to dance, to gift proper things, to other pony-related activities in this dance that they do throughout this episode. Now, the problem I find with this, and choosing Yuna-chan in particular, is that the Yak's tradition, in general, kinda sucks. Let's be brutally honest. In the past, in the episode literally dedicated to showing us the Yak traditions, they were all boring, waste of time, just doing things for doing things' sake. I remember that episode very, very clearly. It kind of continued to show the Yaks in a bad light, which kind of makes me always feel like Yuna-chan, out of all the student 6, she's the only one of them where her kind, that being Yaks, comes before her being a character, whereas everyone else gets to be a character first, and then their traditions and all that other stuff happens secondarily to them, even if those traditions are more bad, because other characters have other placeholders to show that there is an exception to the rule. For example, we have the Griffins and their traditions, quote-unquote, happen to be of more greedy types, But we already have Gabby-chan, so there's that exception to the rule already. There's the dragons, who are more rough and tough, generally speaking, and they seem to have more traditions in sports, question mark? It seems to lean toward that way anyway. And, of course, we've always had Spiky-kun for that, the exception of the rule, and then later on we had Amber-chan, but nonetheless, there was always an exception to the rule. But Yuna-chan doesn't have that. She is the only character that breaks the mold from the other acts. And that holds her back from being a good character, unfortunately. And to me, that's what makes her the weakest of the Student Six, is that she comes off as not as much of a character as the rest of them. She comes off as look, not all the acts are bad, remember? Even though, again, she still wants to lean back on her traditions at the end of the episode, so good on the episode for showing the moral going absolutely nowhere, question mark? Yeah, that's always great. So, yes, I have so many issues with this, and here's the thing. There's a little phrase called cultural appropriation. This is a thing that happens throughout history, and it's not necessarily always a bad thing. It happens. And in this instance, I was actually kind of hoping that this is where they were going to go with this episode, where she wants to feel like she wants to culturally appropriate closer to pony kind, because she kind of feels like some of the act traditions are a little bit dangerous, perhaps, and she wants to change for herself instead of changing for Sandbar-kun. That way, it's a little bit more like, yeah, she's doing it for her. Good on you, Yuna-chan. You're doing it for you. And while I don't mind as much when you change for somebody else as long as you are choosing to do so, and not being forced to do so, it's still not as strong as choosing it to do for yourself at the end of the day. So there's that red flag of Yuna's tradition isn't really that strong, and it doesn't really carry the episode at all. And since, again, they go back on everything and just say Yuna-chan is fine the way she is, it's like, well, then this episode was kind of pointless, wasn't it? Anyways, moving past tradition, we gotta talk about some shipping. So, as I mentioned before, I don't mind that the show wants to quote-unquote ruin ships for the sake of them canonizing whatever ships they want to. Hey, like I said, I had my own ship, Sandbar-kun and Gallus-kun, that's right. I went the gay way with those two, and yeah, I knew that it was going to happen because, quite frankly, I knew that the Raiders were going to be too afraid to explore a gay couple on the show as an actual canon-written gay couple on the show, considering that every single gay and lesbian character in animation history has been written horribly. Go ahead and comment and try to prove me wrong. Go ahead and at me. I'm not a scared chicken. You can go and at me all day, and I'm gonna prove you wrong. Every gay and animated character in animated history has been written poorly. They've been written like shit. And that would have probably been no exception. So yeah. But, just like the tradition part of the episode going back to square one, the relationship goes back to square one, which is also really stupid if you really think about it. Again, I would have actually respected if they actually had any decency to say, this is going to be the canon relationship. Deal with it. I would have been like, okay, sure, I had my ships in mind, but I respect that you had the wherewithal to put your foot down and say, this is gonna be what it is. And I would have been like, okay, sure. But no, they end it saying, oh, we're still gonna be friends with Yuna-chan and Sambar-kun. We're still gonna be friends. Are you kidding me? You could have ended it with a kiss on the cheek. And that would have, like, imploded everyone that thought otherwise. And I would have been like, yeah, good on you. You actually did something surprising in the episode. You actually threw a curveball in the episode. But no, this episode has 0 curveballs. This episode has 0 character development. This episode goes absolutely nowhere. Congratulations, you created one of the worst episodes of MLP in history. Because it goes nowhere. What a waste of time. This is pathetic. This is not good writing if you're gonna write in circles. You have to change something. That's the point of character development. You have to change something. You can't just say, no, you were fine the way you were always. That's not good writing. Oh my goodness, this is aggravatingly bad. Season 9 is shaping up to again be the worst season of My Little Pony. We are on a deep track for that happening right now. 9... It's just ridiculous. We are on the final season. We are 8 episodes in. Not a single one of them stands out of being good. Not a single one. We are 8 episodes in. This is a joke. This is a joke. MLP is going all the way down the creek, and it is falling down quickly. It better have the next week's episode be something to actually talk about, something that actually stands out, because this is actually getting ridiculous. This is actually getting really, really bad. Next week's episode better blow us off our feet. This is our rant of this episode. And if you didn't or did enjoy it, then please feel free to like and comment. You can go ahead and subscribe to the main channel. We're going to go ahead and link our channel in the link in the description. And until next time, everyone, farewell. Bye-bye.